How do you help a student with memorization challenges? I want to give you an example of a student who I know who was struggling with a DMV exam. This same student was also struggling with their math work, their Spanish work. Anything that was complex, required multi-steps, was challenging for them. So what did we do? Well, he told me he'd taken the exam twice and failed. So I said, Edward, you need an error log. An error log is a great tool for helping students with memorization challenges. Why? Because it helps them identify what they've memorized, what they've partially memorized, and what they've fully memorized or can recall with mastery. So the first step towards helping students with memorization challenges is you have to establish a baseline. So you can ask them, are you up for that? And this is an important tactic, is getting their buy-in so they can executively decide that they want to take ownership of the process. So in this example for the DMV test, there was a bunch of practice tests online. Now, if you're helping a student with memorization challenges, you'll probably want to try to get some type of practice exams for whatever it is they're struggling with. So after this, what we did is we charted it out, right? So we had each of those practice tests, and then we had the first date and what score they earned on those dates. So this is where we would fill this in each time we met. So for example, here, whatever score he got, if he got 7 out of 10, we'd put that, right? And we'd start tracking this. Now the next step is that you go through all of those tests or whatever practice exams you have, and you keep filling it out to see if their scores improve. But after each time they take the test, you have to fill out one of these error logs. So here's what that looks like. You've got a 100% sure column, a not sure or not fully memorized, and a not memorized at all or don't know column. And you want to get everything into that 100% sure column. So the way you can help a student with this is you start by quizzing them one time. You take the first practice exam, and every question that they don't know, you put it in that don't know column. So you fill this up with things. And I have a template for this that I'll share at the end of the video. So on this DMV example, this student was really struggling with where do you turn your wheels when you're going uphill, downhill, or on a flat surface, right? And he just kept getting tripped up on that because there's so much complexity to that. So we started out in this don't know, and we started moving things after I'd quiz him on these. I'd cover these up, I wouldn't show him, and I'd quiz him on these. And every time he got one of these, we'd move it to the not sure column. And once we'd gone through all of these, then I'd quiz him on all of these. And once he fully had these memorized, I'd move him here. Now it's an incremental process, but it really helps if you're willing to put in the time to memorize these things. So once we got everything from the don't know column to the not sure column, then we just focused on the not sure. So he had partially memorized everything at this point. Now, after a few sessions, we were able to move everything from the not sure column into the 100% sure. Every time I quizzed him on these questions, he had them fully memorized. Now this took time, but the change was incredible because after failing the exam 2 times, he aced it on the 3rd time. Now the way you track this data as well is on each of those practice exams, you fill in what % they get correct. So he started out by getting 9 out of 10 or 8 out of 10, and then moved to 10 out of 10. And then we fully actualized it by, I said, well, you've got to get it 10 out of 10 2 times in a row. And we did that for each section until he was getting 10 out of 10 on each of those practice exams. So if you'd like a copy of what I just showed you, if you'd like some of these error logs, you can go to efspecialist.com/resources. Let me show you what that looks like. So I'm going to go to EF Specialist. So if you visit the home page, you can hover over Clients, Resources, and then go down to error log templates. So here I have a bunch of free ones I've created. You can put the questions in, what the correct answer is, what concept it is, other key information, and then you can cover these up and practice them. You can use this know for sure, somewhat know, don't know error log. And then there's also this progress monitoring table. I hope this helps.